For more than 20 years, CTV has captured the moments that matter in our community. From our studios in St. Clair, you're watching Focus with Paul Dingeman.
Well, hello again, and thank you very much for tuning in. We've got a very interesting show for you lined up today. We've got 3 segments, and let's begin right away with Amy Smith.
Hi, Paul.
And she brought her friend.
I did bring a friend.
An old friend. Well, we shouldn't say old. He's just a long-time friend.
A long-time friend.
Mr. Michael McCartan.
Nice to be back, Paul.
Nice to see you, sir. It's always a pleasure.
Thank you.
Always a pleasure. I see you two guys annually for a wonderful project, which is the Walk for Suicide Prevention. Talk to me about it. When is it? Let's go.
Well, the Walk to Remember, Walk to Prevent is this year's Sunday, October 13th.
Okay.
It's at East China Park.
Yep.
And this will be our 9th annual
Really?
event. Mm-hmm.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Were you the inspiration to start it?
We were together, our suicide prevention committee.
Okay.
Yep. We held 5 years. We did the Out of the Darkness Walk
Yes.
through the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. But all of those monies raised went back to that foundation, and we didn't have any money to do prevention work locally.
Okay.
So we took a year off, and then 9 years ago, well, probably 10, because we did not do it with COVID the 1 year. But then we just rebranded it, and we've held it at East China Park ever since. And yeah.
What kind of participation, what kind of things happened that day?
We have, it's actually a fundraiser
Okay.
for us, and all the money that we raise goes back into local prevention efforts that we do. All 100% of the money goes back into prevention efforts. So you can register online, or you can register the day of. For a $20 donation, you can get a long sleeve t-shirt, 25, or this year we're trying sweatshirts.
Okay.
But we encourage people to come, families, groups, co-workers. We invite the schools, and the focus really is to kind of take a few minutes and really celebrate the life of someone you've lost to suicide, and to help break the stigma around the issue of suicide, and then also to see that you're not alone, because sometimes families feel really isolated when they experience such a thing. We also then focus on prevention. So we have several organizations there that have resources that they can share with people. You know, the Teen Health Center, the Veterans, Blue Water Allies, BW Rock,
Yep.
Community Mental Health, McCartan Hospital.
You got a
Health
real
Department.
group.
We do. We
Yeah,
do.
that's
Council
grown
on
over the
Aging.
years too.
Yes, the Council on Aging. We also have the therapy dogs are there also, kind of to help provide support. Mhm.
Okay.
So all of that happens before, and then at noon we kick off a little ceremony.
What kind of group? How many people show up? I guess, or how many people runners are there? Walkers.
Walkers, I think we have roughly about 250 that
Wow.
came out last year.
Wow.
Yes. Now you don't have to walk, but for those that choose to walk, you know, it's a beautiful walk in East China Park.
Yeah.
Along the tree line and stuff, and we line it with signs for information about our local suicide data, numbers, things to watch out for, you know, just kind of statistics, things like that.
Michael, you've been around community mental health for numbers of years. We're the head of it for a long time, and this has been a subject that's been close to your heart. You've been involved in suicide prevention for a long time. Talk to me about it.
Well, yeah, I mean, suicide and all aspects of it, the prevention side of it, you know, then the response to when suicides have taken place and the impact that has on families and on the communities and things like that. And so back in the early 90s, I think it was, we formed a county-wide committee that was made up of law enforcement, the hospitals, the health department, family members who had lost somebody from suicide, community mental health, the schools, all of those folks that have a stake in the topic. And one of our focuses was on collecting information and data, because you know there are always rumors about what had happened and why
Yeah,
somebody died
yeah.
and things like that.
Did you hear?
Yeah, yeah, and it's always kind of hush hush, and so we've had a fabulous relationship with law enforcement and with the medical examiner's office, so that we know exactly who has died of suicide in our county in any given year, going all the way back, I think now to probably 1990.
Wow.
So that helps us be data driven. And then more recently, again with the support of law enforcement, we've began to focus on suicide attempts. We know from just data generally that for every completed suicide, there's probably 25 attempts. So in our county, we now know that in any given year, we have somewhere in the neighborhood of 500 suicide attempts.
Wow.
And unfortunately, a high percentage of those are for people under the age of 25. So you can see how data drives us to want to focus on specific areas. We also know, for example, that the highest rate of suicide is amongst people who are 70 and over. So we've had a focus on seniors and trying to get information out to seniors as well. And when Amy talked about, Council on Aging being part of our group, that might seem odd, perhaps in some circles, but it's a very real issue for us.
There's a new number which is nationwide. It's called 988. If the guys in the control room will throw that up for us. Talk to me about that number. Does that relate to people in St. Clair County?
It relates to everybody. And it's an attempt by the federal government to have a one-stop shopping, if you will, one number, an easy number to remember, that when somebody calls it, there'll be immediate help available, and the help in the form of who can you talk to, where can you go, and it's in this day and age, it's also a texting a number that people can take advantage of, and the hope is that if you don't remember anything else, you'll remember 988. And so you'll see on television shows, on news articles, etc., that if there's any kind of a suicide-related theme there, more than likely they're going to suggest using the 988.
At the tail end of the show, many times it appears.
And we've been very aggressive at trying to, the right word is market that, but make the information available, get people to think about it. And so you'll see signs and billboards all over the county with 988 on it. And we hope over the years it'll become like 911.
Right.
People will just remember it and be able to go there.
Amy, you said all the funds that are raised are turned right back in. Is that for this kind of a signage? What do you use the money for?
We currently have a billboard campaign.
Okay.
Because we've combined it using our data. We realized that youth are really at risk. Like Mike said, we have almost 50% of all of them. The attempts a year are under the age of 25.
Wow.
So we have been for the last 2 years running a campaign with the slogan of "You're never too young to struggle with suicide," and then on that is the 988 number. And that's for suicide issues, but it's also if you're having any kind of a mental health crisis, they will respond to anything. We do that. We use it for to help fund the setup of our walk.
Yeah.
But we also use it for our marketing things. So we've made window clings with 988, and so we'll be distributing those at the walk. We're also sending them out to the schools, so the schools can put them in their if they're on the billboards or blackboards
Bulletin
or
boards
whatever they call them now.
Yeah.
So that we've got pens and lanyards and buttons and motivational little things that we send to the schools, chip clips. All of that marketing stuff that we go out and at outreach activities and share.
Well, it's wonderful work that you two do, and you have a whole bunch of committee people, but this, I salute you for it. Let's go through it again. Where do I go? How do I sign up, et cetera, et cetera?
The walk again is Sunday the 13th of October. You can sign up online at, it's called www.walk2remember.
Walk to Remember,
walk
okay.
Number 2.
Yep, it's up on the screen there. Walk to Remember.
walk2remember.myevent.com. Yeah, and so you can go there and register. You can create a team. We have families that create T-shirts.
Oh, great.
In memory of.
Yeah.
Some will carry signs. I'm challenging schools to wear their school colors.
Okay.
We have a lot of school kids come for community service hours,
Yeah.
and help put it on, set it up, work it, kind of a thing for us. And we're hoping that then they will take those resources back
Yeah.
to the schools
Good.
and share it with their peers.
Okay.
And then, it's usually we're done by about 2.
Okay.
But again, the whole focus is really to help support people who've lost a loved one to suicide, break the stigma surrounding suicide so people know that there is help available and where they can get it.
That's the key.
And then making people aware of our SOS garden that's also at East China Park. Survivor suicide.
Let's talk about the
memorial
SOS garden too.
The garden actually was a result of a family member who had, because of a death by suicide and then the drama around the family, had no place to go to kind of, be alone and to kind of remember and talk to her son, kind of a thing. And so she asked about creating a garden. And so we've done that, and it's at East China Park. They were more than happy to host it for us. And so it's got benches, and it's kind of just a tranquil
So it's
spot.
inside the park itself.
It's inside the park, yes. So it's just east of the Kiddyscape area.
Okay. Okay.
Yep. And so we sell bricks, and people have bought them in memory of their loved
Oh,
ones.
very
and-
nice. And that'll help support the garden.
Exactly. Yep.
Okay.
So,
Do you have a committee that does the gardening? Or is Mr. McCartan out there with his green thumb?
no, this year we tried something different. This year we tried community service workers
Okay.
that work at the park and
Yeah.
help to support and keep it clean.
Good.
Mhm.
Okay.
Well, one of the other things that, for people who maybe only want to be there for a brief period of time, we do pause at noon.
Okay.
There's a lot of registration things before that. And we honor people who have been a big part of promoting suicide prevention activities and recognize them for their efforts. A few words of inspiration from Pastor Max Asmuth, who many people know. And then what I think, and I'm not an easy guy to move, but one of the most moving things I've been a part of is that we pause and we have doves or pigeons who will then be released by
Yes,
typically
that is
family
very-
members who've lost somebody. A veteran is one of our target groups
Yeah.
because their rate of suicide is so significantly higher than the average. And everybody pauses and we play the music "Let It Be." And
wonderful.
It is a very touching, and it's I guess symbolic of releasing and letting go, and I think
Very effective.
and then people quietly go on the walk, or sometimes they don't, but
Okay.
the time
So
for
the-
fellowship.
So the registration's about noon, and then
Registration is anywhere from 11 on.
11 on.
Yeah,
11,
And
yeah.
then
then
about
noon
you have
we
this
pause.
ceremony.
Yeah,
Yeah.
then we'll have a food truck there, and
Yeah.
it's a time for fellowship. And as
Good.
Amy said, people go there and they see people and are shocked by who else is there, and because they think they're the
They're
only
the only one.
one
Exactly.
going through this, and that they would never dare talk to somebody
Right.
else about it. So
Mm-hmm.
we welcome everybody to be there, be supportive, and spread the word.
Amy, thank you. Anything? Do we miss anything?
Nope, I think we're good.
Okay. Mr. McCartan, always a pleasure to
Thank
see
you, Paul.
sir.
Thank you for all you do.
My name's Amy. Nice
Thank you
seeing
for having us.
Not a problem. We got some young people coming up from the Mariner Drama, and we'll be back with them in just a second. There's a institution in Marine City which is now 100 years old, I just found out, and it's called Mariner Drama. The president of that,
Nice
Mr.
to meet
Quaid
you.
McCullough, nice to see you. Welcome to the Focus Set.
Thank
And you brought along the vice president, which is Abby Pilon,
Pilon, yeah.
Pilon, all right, and Harmony Gray. Now, Harmony, nice, simple name for me to say. Welcome to all three of you. Talk to me about Mariner Drama and what's happening in 2024 with Mariner Drama.
Thank you. All right, so I'm the president, Quaid McCullough, and Manor Drama right now, we're on our 102nd year, I believe, and we're doing Clue this upcoming show. but we also have a few more shows going on. We have a spring musical we do.
Oh, really?
Yep. And I believe that's Little Mermaid in the spring.
Okay.
So we got that. We also have a winter show, and we do a 1X in the winter season, so that's very fun. And yeah, right now we're amidst a big Tech Week 2 right now for Clue, and we're getting ready for that, and we're really excited for what's to come this season.
Talk to me. There's the Clue sign right there. Clue High School Edition. Talk to me about Clue.
Yeah, so there's the very popular board game called Clue, which this is directly based upon that, and there's also a 1989 film that this is based upon. Yep. And so we got like our regulars like Professor Plum, Miss Scarlet, Miss White, and then we also have a few other additions that aren't in the game, like the butler Wadsworth and the maid Yvette and the cook. So it's awesome.
Wadsworth is a name here that's associated with you.
Yep.
So you are, besides being the president of the drama group, you are in this play. Are you the lead?
Yes, I am.
What fun is Wadsworth having?
Man, so he's the butler, and a bunch of guests show up, and they're all not being called by their like regular names, and so it's a lot of wacky stuff happens, and it's the butler's job to make sure the house is all nice and stuff. So there's some mystery, some twists and turns, and it's a lot of fun. The Mr. Wadsworth, he's quite a crazy character, and a lot of hijinks ensue for sure.
This is not a musical. This is a drama.
Nope, it's a drama, straight play.
Okay, very good. And Abby, you are the vice president of the Mariner Drama.
Yeah.
And your role is Mrs. White. Talk to me about the role and about what.
So she is one of the guests that comes into Body Manor for the evening. It's supposed to be like a dinner party, but we discover some things about her mysterious past.
Oh.
You have to watch the show to find out. But some crazy stuff happens. Some things happen to our other characters, our side characters, and we have to figure out who did it, who done it.
Is it the same solution at the end that we saw in the movie and it's on the play, or have you guys twisted it?
I believe it is the same as the movie.
Okay.
It's also the same ending as the Broadway play. Our script is a kind of mesh of both the Broadway tour of the play, which had a little more adult sort of things in there, and the high school play that doesn't really feed into a lot of the crazy stuff that happens.
Right.
So we've got a really good combination where it's appropriate for all ages, but we still have a lot of fun with it.
How big is the cast?
11 people, I believe.
13. Yeah.
13, my mistake.
But then you got the backstage crew. How big is that?
I think we have about 15 people,
Wow.
including myself. Yes. So yeah, we have 15 people. It's so we have one backstage director. We'll have two backstage directors, and then we have lightboard director, which I double as, and then we also have a soundboard director as well.
Well, and it's at the Performing Arts Center,
Yes.
which is just a gorgeous theater, a gorgeous
absolutely.
building.
Yes.
And it's maintained so well, and what a great venue for you guys to practice in and have a great show in.
We are very grateful to have that. Thank you, David Simpson.
Yeah, Mr. Simpson.
Yes.
He does a great job.
He's a really nice like helper for the crew and stuff, and just makes sure everything runs smoothly for us.
He's a wonderful guy. Okay, so we got the backstage director, we got Mrs. White, we got Wadsworth, and talk to me about some of the other cast. Here's one of their slides too.
Yeah, so we have many other guests, not just Wadsworth and Miss White. We have Miss Scarlet, who is very ambitious and kind of has like a country accent, and it's very fun. There's a lot of different personalities. We got Mr. Green, who's very stuck up and kind of has a nasal problem, kind of talks up really high. And we have Professor Plum, who's the most stuck up, I would say, very proper, and there's a lot of hijinks that ensue, so like he does not like it. He's very like proper, and we have a few others. You want to speak about?
Yeah, so I believe we also have Mrs. Peacock. She's a very crazy character. She's got a lot of anxiety. She's super paranoid. Think like a bird. Like she's always just looking around, cocking her head, trying to figure out what's going on. Who else do we have?
You.
Oh, Colonel Mustard.
Oh yes, can't
He's-
forget him.
He, his background is like very important military and stuff, but he does not seem to have the intelligence in order to do so.
They got the whole
Yeah,
cast
they
up
do.
there on from the website. So let's review the days and times. Ticket prices are $8 for students, $10 for all adults. Purchase at the box office the night of the show, or at meritadrama. Oh, you can get into that on the website.
Yeah.
So it's a family friendly. Talk to me about what else we got to tell the people. Oh, the time and the place.
Yeah, so it's going to be 7 o'clock, right?
Yep,
7
7 p.m. at
o'clock
the PAC.
At the PAC, and October 26th and 28th. So
September
Two
27th.
performances.
sorry.
Are you doing a matinee performance for the students?
We
or-
are, yep, and on the 27th we have a matinee for all the students of Marine City High
This is
School.
September, not October.
September, yep.
Okay. It'd be empty at
Yeah,
October.
a little different.
All right. So have we missed anything?
I don't believe so.
Yeah, I think
Let's talk about one other thing. You guys are all seniors.
Mm-hmm.
What's your plans? Any thoughts? Are you
Yeah,
staying in the theater business?
Right now I'm kind of thinking about that. I want to be a teacher. I'm planning to go to possibly SVSU after I finish a year off at SC4 next year.
Yeah.
And
SC4 is a great smart.
Mhm.
Great idea.
I love
Start.
SC4. Yep. So I might do a theater there, just depending on what happens.
Okay, it's in the family. How about you?
I want to pursue a career in some kind of science, like biology or chemistry. I have a lot of family out in California, so I was planning on applying
Great.
to University of California, Davis, and San Diego State University
Yep.
to just to explore all the possibilities in science.
Well, it's a beautiful place to be. My wife's there
Absolutely.
today,
Oh
so
wow, okay.
I'm visiting our daughter who's in South Pasadena. So,
Oh, wow.
and she's been out there a while and loves it. How about you?
I think I want to become either a chemical engineer or a biomedical engineer. I'm a really big fan of chemistry, so applying that on the big scale in engineering would be like a dream of mine. I want to apply to like University of Michigan, Michigan State, just colleges that have really great engineering programs.
So, give me a thought about Mariner Drama. What's it done for you?
It's given me a lot of connections. Like I have friends that I would have never met,
Right.
never talked to without Mariner Drama. It's just it's a really nice place to be, and I'm so glad to have those connections now. Where I
Yeah.
see them in the hallway and I say hi, or otherwise I wouldn't have.
Yeah, 100%. Like I agree. Like all three of us have been in Mariner Drama since our freshman year or earlier. But I personally have never been on the acting side of things. I've always been on crew, and it's just always been my passion because I mean, really, you can do everything. I've made a lot of friends through Mariner
Good.
Drama, not only with the crew but also with the cast as well. And like even though I definitely don't really want to act at all, there's always just something for everybody. And like there's so many people I meet who are like, well, I really want to join drama, but I don't really want to act.
Yeah.
That's okay because
Yeah.
there's always something for you, you know?
Mr. McCullough?
Yeah, so I've been in Mariner Drama kind of like my entire life, 18 years basically.
Right.
And I've seen firsthand of people that like are known as like kind of shy come into drama, give it a chance one time.
Just like you, you're
Yeah.
probably shy.
Oh, I was very shy, believe it or not.
I don't
when was
believe
younger.
that.
And they come in and, 4 years later, they say they wish they did drama earlier or like participated earlier, and they bawl their eyes out when it's the last show because they don't want to leave.
Oh, yeah.
And obviously the director, who's my dad, he's a great guy. He really just loves the kids, and he'll
He does.
him
He
and
really
Mr.
does.
Simpson do anything to give us the opportunity to like be a leader and have a leadership role, which is what Mariner Drama is all about.
Well, break a leg, as they say. I never want to see that happen, but break a leg.
Thank you.
And once again, the dates are Thursday, September 26th, Saturday the 28th. All performances at 7 p.m. $10 for adults, $8 for students. So
Yeah.
Thank you.
thanks for coming in.
Yeah,
Thank
thank
you.
you for having us.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Yep.
Back with our next guest in just a second. Great. Joining us now is a friend by the name of Bill Zwing. Mr. Zwing, nice to see you, sir.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Nice to meet you.
You
Ken.
are going to be representing today. You've always had many hats on your head over the years, but today you're representing good old Holy Cross and Holy Cross Cemetery. Talk to me about what's going on.
At Holy Cross, Our Lady on the River Parish,
Yes.
we have a very dedicated group of individuals that are committed on the cemetery committee and also on the Holy Cross Cemetery walk that we are having.
Okay.
Now, what we did is we realized that there is upgrades that need to be made at this cemetery. And I'm speaking of upgrades such as an area on the east side of the cemetery that's not developed. The grass hasn't been mowed since 2019.
Oh my, oh my, oh my.
We have in that area some trees that have grown up that need to be either cut down, properly trimmed. We have roadways that need to be repaired
Wow.
or replaced. We have one area of the cemetery where the drainage is very poor. We want to put in, and we have a quote already on many of these projects, a French drain.
Good idea.
So
Good
it would
idea.
alleviate this.
Yep.
But all of us know that this all costs money.
Oh yeah. This
So
is not just 6 or 7 volunteers going in and trimming trees.
No.
It's a little bigger.
We already have a quote from a local contractor here right
Good.
in the St. Clair area.
Good.
So what we did is the committee, we thought, let's come up with a cemetery walk.
Mm-hmm.
We have an individual by the name of Margie Schreiner Smith, loves doing research. During her research, she found that at Holy Cross Cemetery, I was never aware of this. My grandparents, my parents, my brother, Betty and I, we already have our sites here.
Mm-hmm.
But Green City was a shipbuilding town.
Yes.
We have over 25 river captains
Wow.
that are buried at Holy Cross Cemetery.
Oh my.
One of them was a good friend of yours, a classmate of mine, the late Tom Shorkey.
Oh yes.
His dad, Bernard Shorkey, was a captain. We also found that we had 12 priests that were buried at Holy Cross.
Wow.
So during this research, and we found that there's a Father James Meter, and Father Meter was at Holy Cross when the current rectory was built. After the rectory was built and finished, he was only able to live in it for 2 years, and he passed away very suddenly.
Oh my, oh my.
So during our research, we found that he is buried between Father Rotaw and Father Turnus. And all that it is a grass area. There is no gravestone for him.
Oh no, not at all.
So I have had conversation, or I actually have 2 quotes already, on getting either a flat stone for him or one similar to Father Rotaw. And I have talked to my some of my fellow KFC members and talked with the past Grand Knight, Mike Page. He's already stepped forward, Council 856, $500 toward a gravestone
Oh wonderful,
for him.
wonderful, wonderful.
So, but we have about, actually there's going to be 20 different sites that we will be walking, and there will be signs just like this, same size, explaining the different information about the captain or the priest. We have volunteers that have stepped forward, and they will be wearing proper attire, during that time.
Costume. Oh, that's wonderful.
For example, my wife, Dr. Merle Beauchamp.
Right?
I think all of you are aware.
Right.
Dr. Beauchamp was one of the founding members of the St. Clair Golf Club.
Right?
I remember golfing with him, and I believe it's on the tee box of the 18th hole, talking. He says, Bill, I remember helping plant some of those fruit trees. But Dr. Beauchamp and his wife Carolyn, they dedicated the chapel that is there. So, like for example, my wife, she will be in medical scrubs, and she's going to explain
wonderful,
information
wonderful.
on the Beauchamp family. Local attorney by the name of Bob Goldenbogen. He's also our chairperson of our financial council. Bob and myself, we will be explaining the priest.
Okay. And how many priests are buried there?
12.
Wow.
And and we'll have other volunteers that will be in attire that will be at all the different sites. And we're really looking forward to this.
I've seen other cemeteries around the country, and even in the one here in St. Clair, do the historical walks, and they're very successful, and they're very interesting because it brings out, and I just popped here, looked on your list here, Father George Langell. Now, is that part of the Langell shipyard?
It very well could be, because Marine City was a
Shipbuilding.
shipbuilding. Now, the Lavely family name, the Seacon family, they are some of the captains that we will also be discussing this day.
It's wonderful. So if you're got any interest in history, this is certainly a place to start.
It is. And to start this venue off, Paul, all of us are aware. The freedom that we enjoy is because of our current veterans and our past veterans.
Right.
Earlier this year, we had a local individual by the name of David Schweiover.
Yeah.
David passed away. At the time of his passing, his family said they would like the donations to be made to the beautification of Holy Cross Cemetery.
Wow. He was a cement contractor.
For many years, along with his sons. So what we have done, have conversation with the family. And it happened this week already. The current flagpole has been refurbished and is being reset. So to start this venue off, Paul Merchant from the Mariner Theater is going to give background information on Dave Schweiover. We have a plaque that will be there that will be in memory of Dave Schweiover and his family and everything that they have done. And there will be 4 new flags annually. There's a solar light that will be established. And after Paul Merchant gives the background information, then one of the family members from the Schweiover family will raise the flag.
It strikes me that if you're new, if you've been in the Holy Cross area for 100 years, this is a place to come and see, because you're going to learn so much about people that you didn't know.
Exactly.
You know.
Who would have ever thought?
Yeah, it's a great idea.
That we had that many captains
right.
that were buried.
Oh, and Thomas B. Sharkey.
Classmate of mine.
Right, good guy.
Good friend of us.
This is just, I see this sign came from Grace Memorial. They're participating with you, helping?
They are, and they are the funding for this, the brochures.
Yeah.
All of this is being funded by Grace Memorial.
So we better talk about the time. It's September the 29th.
Yes.
Coming up, just around the corner, at 1:30 and 2. So there's staggered starts.
That is correct.
Can I reserve a start?
You can definitely reserve a start by, and I'm not a real computer literate individual, but right here, click on this site, and it'll walk you right through of registering online. Or you can also stop into the rectory office Monday through Friday and can purchase tickets there.
So there is a charge, and that's the reason we're doing this, is to raise some money.
To raise
do
some money.
improvements and repairs and cut that weed field filled
Yeah.
full of grass that has not been cut since
2019.
2019. Wow.
Now, Paul, our current pastor is Father John Dumas.
Right.
And when we talked to him, the parish that he came from previously had 5 cemeteries. And he said, typically, cemeteries struggle financially.
Yes, absolutely.
So they would have fish dinners, chicken dinners to raise funds for this. Because, years ago, you had a fund balance and you could draw interest from that.
All right.
The last
That's
few
gone.
years, the interest is gone.
Right.
So Father Dumas has supported us, offered suggestions from day one.
Marvelous. Well, I think you've told a great story, and I'm high on the history of it and the parish of it. It's good people, and to review that history and learn from it is really important. So,
And also, Paul, so that we are aware, Holy Cross, Our Lady on the River, we are a clustered parish.
Correct.
Which means we have Holy Cross, we have St. Catherine in Algonac, we have St. Mark on Harson's Island. So our goal is, this year, it will be Holy Cross Cemetery. St. Catherine has a cemetery in Algonac.
similar kinds of issues.
Next year, we want to do a similar
It's a
walk.
good project, good start.
So we
Well-
encourage everyone and look forward if they want to in any way continue their family legacy.
Yep.
Any donations
Yeah.
for these projects that we want to complete, the check or whatever could be made out to the Holy Cross Cemetery Fund.
So it's September. Say that again. Yeah, it's $15 per ticket. Children are free.
Yes.
And again, there's 3 times. 1, 1:30, and 2, all on September 29th.
Exactly.
Well, it's got to be a big committee.
A dedicated committee.
Dedicated.
Because we know that we had some work that we have
Yeah.
to do there. Just I hate to mention names, but I can think of Bill and Louise Butel, Paul and Laura Merchant.
Right, great people.
Excuse me. Linda DiCaseppe, Mary Ann Gallus, Mary Agnes Simons, people like this.
Yeah.
And I apologize if I've left any of the names out. Bob Goldenbogen stepping forward.
Right.
And
Well, they'll all be there, probably dressed in appropriate time costumes. So we invite people to come. Again, it's September 29th, 1 o'clock, 3 o'clock, or 2 p.m. $15 per ticket. Children are free, and it's a good trip for children to let them go through a cemetery. It's good.
exactly. And what we plan on also doing, we want to have if we can, a large map of the cemetery.
Oh, okay.
So you may have someone that comes in from out of town.
Right.
And they don't know where their family member exactly is. Well, they could walk and hopefully
Good.
find that
Good
gravesite.
idea. All righty. And did we miss anything?
I think we covered it all. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Get rid of your cough before then.
Okay, we will. We will. Okay.
That's about it for this edition of the Focus program. Thanks very much for tuning in. Until next time, I'm Paul Dingeman. See you soon.
Thanks for watching Focus with Paul Dingeman. Focus is produced at the CTV Community Television Studios in St. Clair. For over 20 years, CTV has captured the moments that matter to our community.